Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Vanillaraccoon and welcome to the Ripple Effect server. In the previous two episodes, we've gotten our build on by establishing a small starter house right outside a swamp biome, and then we also transformed an entire village. But I am more than happy to announce here in my third episode that we are now within my base location. That's right, I'm going to be shacking up within a ice plains biome, and I see that apparently Carlock left and then joined the game. Okay then, Carlock, for those of you who don't know, is one of the new faces to the Ripple Effect crew, and he is based, I think, in England. I've only had the privilege to be able to sit down and chat with the guy a few times via voice chat, so not good at identifying accents, but if I had to guess, I would say that he is a proper Englishman. He is actually one of the most intelligent Minecraft players that I've ever come across. So if you haven't done so already, be sure to check out Carlock. Link to his YouTube channel will be in the description box down below, but also through the power of YouTube cards, one will be appearing in the top right corner of your screen that you can click or tap on that will take you to his YouTube channel. I highly encourage you to go ahead and check him out because, again, he's one of the most intelligent Minecraft players I've had the privilege to meet and chat with. So what we're going to be doing in this episode is we are going to be establishing a basement for my little igloo. Now, this is not one that I had made myself, and I think the basic look of it can say that for itself because, as we all know, this certain raccoon of the vanilla variety, when he gets his build on, boy oh boy does he make you go, whoa, okay, that dude can build. But when I first stumbled across this igloo, I was sad to see that apparently this does not come with a ladder system that will take me to a small room where you would normally find zombie villagers within, that also within a chest nearby have the proper resources that can convert them back into villagers so that you can begin to trade with. Now, within this basement, I think I'm gonna go ahead and make that my storage unit, mainly because whenever I come across a new stretch of land that I want to settle down at and begin working within, I'm very quick to just go ahead and craft up as many chests as you see right here and just scatter them about, and then maybe I'll label them with using signs, or even if I have the materials, I'll make myself a item frame and then slap the item on within the item frame that will indicate what's within the chest. But I'm a pretty poor guy on this server at the moment, admittedly. I don't have all that. Well, basically whatever we have within these chests, that's all I have to my name. Hold up a second. Where did the diamond horse armor come from? Okay then, so apparently I have diamond horse armor. But yes, so in this episode, we're going to begin to set up my area. Now, off the top of my head, I don't really have a solid idea as to what I want to do out here within the ice plains biome, but with time and patience and with the help from you creative peeps out there in the comment section and over within my personal Discord server, I'm sure yous will be able to help me figure out what I should do out here. But I'm going to go ahead and begin to gather up the resources that I'm going to need, and let's begin this Let's Play. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so I've already begun to carve out the basement that you see right here, and I actually have off to the side the Mojang Minecraft Guide to Exploration book. This is something that I had seen in a YouTube video not that long ago, and I thought to myself, you know what, this looks like something that could come in handy, so I decided to order it on the Amazon, and I'm fairly happy that I did so. Now, I'm using this as a reference so that I could see exactly what the basement of an igloo structure would look like, and I'm gonna build my basement roughly off of the original concept, but I'm gonna add my own twist. So for starters, when it comes to looking at the walls, I want to have a mixture of stone within it. I'm thinking for the most part where we have a darker shade for our stone blocks, we're gonna go ahead and just mine them up so then we can get the cobblestone in their place, and then we'll place them right there. and we'll do something like this. Now, if you know me, then you know what I'm gonna do next, or at least have a rough idea as to what I'm gonna do next. But for those of you who are new to the channel, well, whenever your boy V gets his build on, what he likes to do is he tries to spice things up. He wants to add a little detail and depth into the build. So let's go ahead and utilize the cobblestone that we have down on the bar so we can make two sets, it would appear, of cobblestone, and then we'll just make 2 sets of cobblestone slabs as well. So let's take a look at the cobblestone blocks that we have in this particular area right here within the wall. So if we just quickly, actually, can we remove the torches and have enough light to see? Let's go ahead and just place you down right there. Okay, I always want to make sure I can see what I'm working with and where I'm working at, so I don't accidentally make any mistakes on camera for you. So what I like to do is just look at the blocks that I have before me, and as you can tell right here, these 3 cobblestone blocks have repeating patterns. Now, considering this cobblestone block is repeating the other 2 right here, and this is right next to the floor, I think I'm going to remove this one, and in its place I'll go ahead and place a normal cobblestone stair. This is going to give this is going to give our wall, like I said, a little depth and detail. And then since we have another repeating pattern right here, I'm going to remove this, and in its place I'm going to place an inverted cobblestone stair, and that's all I'm going to do when it comes to adding depth and detail. I'm not going to go crazy with this. I'm just going to keep it fairly simple, because simplicity, at least in my own personal opinion, is key when getting your build on. Now, I'm going to do the same exact thing for the floors that we see that we're walking on. So let's go ahead and just check on our furnaces, gather the stone that was cooking up within it. And now that we have that, we can go ahead and craft up some stone bricks. And then from there, we'll make 2 sets of stairs and only 1 set of stone brick slabs. And now let's go ahead and just take a look at the floor, and let's go ahead and remove all of this as well. We'll keep this slab right there since it's in the upper half block space and it's not obstructing our view in any way, shape, or form. Now right here we have 2 repeating patterns for the stone bricks, and I think seeing as how we're gonna have a table right here and then a crafting chest table right there, I'm going to remove this one particular stone brick, and in its place I'm going to just place down a stone brick stair. So that way, if we use our imagination, we can pretend that maybe something slipped out of our hand when we were crafting and it fell on the floor, and it's happened more than once, so it kind of made a dent in the floor right there. I guess maybe I should be a little more cautious next time I'm crafting. Now, seeing as how we're gonna have a table right over here, and once again we have some repeating patterns, I'm gonna do the exact same thing. And why don't we remove this stone brick, and then we'll just go ahead and chuck down another stone brick stair right there, and we'll do the same exact thing right over here. And then, just so we don't have them facing in the same direction, this one is going to be facing the east, oops, wrong key, while this one is going to be facing the north. And you know what? I think that's going to do it when it comes to adding a little depth and detail into our basement area. So let's go ahead and rebuild our tables just like this. Now, for now at least, I think I'm just going to keep the stone and cobblestone as it is. I want this place to look like it's a work in progress type of basement. If you've ever gone over to a friend's house, or maybe you've seen it in a movie, or maybe you yourself have this within your house, I know I do at least. My basement is considered, well, one part of my basement would be considered an unfinished basement, whereas like if you were to walk into the room, you'll be able to see all of the pipes and whatnot that would be usually covered with a ceiling from the floor above, but nevertheless, like I said, it's an unfinished basement. So maybe, just maybe, we'll leave this as it is, and then later on, perhaps during a Mixer live stream, we can come back here and then just finish up the place, so then that way it looks just a little bit more beautiful than it's starting to already. But for now, at least, I'm going to go ahead and begin to get my build on off camera so that I can begin to focus on what I want to do for my basement area and how I want to set up my storage unit. And then when I bring it back, I'll probably provide you with a bit of a progress update. And then from there, we'll see what it is that we have to relocate down here. It was starting to get a little chilly down within the cellar, so I thought I would just make it to the top, get some fresh air, stretch my legs, and also bask in the sun so that my body temperature can return to normal. But also I thought I would take this time to show you something that we have here on the Ripple Effect server. Now if we just glance down at the bar and to be a little more specific over at the 9th slot, you'll see that I have a clock sitting there, and normally I would not even consider to craft one of these in Minecraft. But here on the Ripple Effect server, clocks can do something that is pretty cool. Actually no. It's insanely cool if I do say so myself. Well, let's just go ahead and drop it on the ground and pay close attention to the chat. And there you go. You'll see that it is now day 3, month 3, and year 12. Here on the Ripple Effect server, we have something called seasons. So month 1 is going to be spring. Month 2 will be summer. Month 3 will be autumn, and if you couldn't get the gist of this trend, month 4 is going to be winter. Now seeing as how I am living within an ice plains biome, during the 4th month, it can come at a bit of a gravely cost, but I think I'll survive. So winter, it's not going to be a problem whatsoever. Now if we go ahead and take a peek within this chest right here, you'll see that we have 7 individual player heads. Normally on a Minecraft SMP, you would see and hear that members within the community would have to either die due to an unfortunate event, or they would have to slay one another in some type of event, or possibly by hunting one another. But here on the Ripple Effect server, we have something called better zombies. Now some of you may be familiar with the term better in things such as better grass, better glass, better leaves, so on and so forth, and it's kind of similar to that in the sense that during one specific season that I can't recall off the top of my head at least, zombies will begin to spawn in greater number, and they'll also be equipped with some pretty OP diamond armor. So in the event that we stumble across them, and if we are successful at being able to slay them, then we'll be able to get some pretty nifty gear, tools, and weapons, so on and so forth. But let's just take a quick little peek. Actually, let's go ahead and just dump our torches in there. Actually, no, we have chests already in here. So let's take a look at my storage unit. This is a little interesting, and over in my single player Minecraft series World of Raccoons, currently in season 2, this is something that I started to do over there, and I thought I would do the same thing here on the Ripple Effect server, and that instead of just placing a chest down, or a double chest, or trap chest, and double trap chest, or even shulker boxes, I'm going to use these, what are these called? Minecart with chests as my storage units. And also, this is something that I had seen in Uncle Lloyd's video where he would go ahead and start to use this, but also he would keep a real system nearby so that in the event that he wanted to move stuff around, instead of having to break a chest like what you saw me do upstairs on the ground floor and then have to worry about all the items just scatter around the place, I can just quickly, by the push of a button or lever, or even through manual labor, push it myself on the tracks and then begin to transport the storage unit to a new location. So for now at least, I think I'm going to go ahead and begin to just place some of this right inside of here, but I'm not going to place the player heads in them. I want the player heads to have their own special storage unit. And real quick, you know what? As I continue to make my way up this ladder system, I can't help but think that maybe I should light that place up, but I don't think any hostile creatures that go bump in the night will be able to spawn within that area, especially since we have ladders occupying this block space, and I don't think hostile creatures that go bump in the night will be able to spawn and then drop even that. So for now, let's just go ahead and place these player heads down inside of here. Now I'm going to place them in the order in which I had obtained them, and I think I actually kind of messed that up when I was showing you the player head. So I'm going to have to go back and watch this recording so I can neatly organize them in chronological order. But that's going to do it for me. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. I'm going to continue to do some work off camera. What I'm going to do for this storage unit is the same exact thing over here. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that, and I'll bring it back when we're ready to most likely end this episode. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's getting to be that time where we must begin to wrap things up and say farewell to one another. But before we do just that, I'd like to do a few things with yous. The first of which is to sincerely apologize. 2 segments back, I had mentioned that I would provide you with a bit of a progress update in the most recent segment, and I completely forgot to do this. Sometimes I can get a little hyper focused on sharing something that's insanely cool with you, the viewers, and providing you with a bit of a progress update in regards to the main cellar room along with the storage units just wasn't in my mind. So let's just go ahead and take a look. You'll see that we have some diorite blocks scattered around the lower portions of the walls, and then more so towards the upper half of the room you'll see that we have some andesite blocks. Now, to my diorite haters out there, lend me your ears for a moment and try to bear with me and meet me halfway on this. Let's just pretend that this diorite block in my resource pack, Van's John, is a cobblestone block, but here within the ice plains biome and down within the cellar here, this is where some frost is beginning to build up at. Now, where we have the andesite blocks, this is where the heat is going to rise at and just linger around within. Both in real life and in Minecraft, you may have noticed that heat tends to rises, so like I said, wherever you see any of the andesite blocks at, that's mainly where some heat pockets are at. Now, I showcased the storage room in the previous segment, and I said I would be pretty much replicating this within this room over here, and I did just that. Now, much like I did in the main room within the cellar, I just took some diorite and andesite blocks, sprinkled them within the walls for the same reasons, and for the most part, I'm fairly happy with how this is starting to take shape and look. So, we have some leaf blocks scattered about, and they're serving a few purposes. Well, no, they're not serving a few purposes. They were placed down for a few reasons. Whilst I was getting my build on, I couldn't help but shake the feeling that there's a lot of gray within this area. And I could, in theory, place down some wooden materials that could act as a table, or maybe act as some type of crafting chest table with accessories applied to it. But you can only do that so many times until it just starts to look overdone and repetitive. So I put my thinking cap on and I thought to myself, what's a block that has a nice contrast to all this gray, but really doesn't need to have some form of functionality to it? It's more so for decorative purposes, and well, the leaf blocks came to mind. When in doubt, place a bush down. So for the most part, I think I placed an even amount of these oak leaf blocks down. They're not too great in number, they're not obstructing our views of the chest, and they're also not placed down so that it's hard to maneuver through the areas. But like I said, for the most part, I'm fairly happy with how this is all starting to take shape and look. Now that's going to do it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. As always, if you enjoyed it, then be sure to drop a like, and if you're new to the channel, then I invite you to check out the rest of it. But do not forget to turn on notifications when subscribing. That way you will then be notified when future Minecraft and other gameplay content is uploaded by yours truly, Vanillaraccoon. I would like to wish you a happy day, and peace out.